tough year, I would imagine, for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Gets a Premier League start, gets a Super Winners' Medal, and now he gets a new contract as well. So how good has that been for him? And in terms of how you deal with him on the pitch now, is he up to 100% after that year out, or do you still need to be a bit patient with him?
Well, I think it was a very, 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 very good week for him, of course, and for all of us. And when Alex is in a good shape, it's good for LFC. That's how it is. And we have to, but still, with these other 2 weeks, now this week is already nearly gone, but the next week as well, where we have a full week to train. And that's what we have to do, because after that we play all 3 days, and that's what we try to do, to make the players pretty much fit for the rest of the season with proper sessions. And then we have the 2 games, but these 2 games are very, very important, obviously, but not the only ones we have to play. So Alex is, I would say, in the best shape I can remember, because it's long ago that before he got injured, and yeah, all looks good. It's not only physically in a good shape, mentally very good, all that stuff. So yeah, and we need him, and so it's all like it should be.
And you touched upon it there, but that full week that you've got between games now, so what have you been able to do with a full week of training that maybe you couldn't do before, and what impact can that have?
Oh, we believe in training, so we hope we can see the impact. If we cannot see it tomorrow, then we should see it in the next couple of weeks. It's like it is. You work on a lot of tactical stuff, but tactical work actually is always possible, but you have kind of 20 minutes usually, and that's not really cool. And so this week we had today, yesterday, and the day before yesterday, so 3 days where we could work pretty much, where we could work on everything which we thought we have to improve on. It's all the things we have to do during a season, and that's really good. So it's about defending, it's about attacking, it's about everything, and that's what you involve in a week like that. We said at the beginning of the week, this is now really important that we use it, and I expect 100% concentration in all these sessions, and that's what the boys showed. But at the end, we still have to play tomorrow against Arsenal. They did probably not sleep last week. They did very important things for them as well. So yeah, it's like it should be. It's a big opponent, very, very strong opponent. It's Anfield. It's us. So I'm looking forward to it.
So in terms of analysis, then obviously 100% record for you and for Arsenal. But how satisfied have you been with your performances, rather than, I know the results are the most important thing, but just in terms of your performances?
Oh, parts of it I was really happy with. Parts of it, I know that that's exactly the same. I think we spoke about it last year at the beginning of the season. We had sensational results, but everybody was talking to me about the kind of performances is really like this. It's not like the year before anymore and stuff like this. So you have to make next step. First, you have to reach the level of last year, of the last level you had, if you want, and that's what we are trying to do. But that doesn't mean that we start on, if we were perfectly in defending in some games in the late part of the season last year, doesn't mean that after summer break with all the different things the boys had to do, it's immediate like this as well. So we know we can improve that, but it's not about being perfect in the beginning, it's about being ready. And we were ready 100%, and on being perfect we work. We'll never reach it, but we still work on it, and that's what we do. And so it's not about I count minutes, which I'm happy with, or whatever. I would think about it, but I didn't do. First game, City, second half was really good. So then Norwich, 60 minutes, really good. And we didn't know anymore, obviously, 100% how to control a game, because we didn't have to. We don't do it in the preseason. How can you control a game in preseason when you have heavy legs? So, and against City, you don't have to control a game. You have to play your socks off. And so that was not perfect, true. Then we played Chelsea in very difficult circumstances. Who was there knows that. We won the game, and we had big chances. They had some chances, of course, so it was a bit lucky with penalty shoot, but I was completely fine with that. And then we played last week Southampton, which is really was one of the most challenging games I had so far, because they are always, the only game I remember in a similar situation was, I think 3 years ago or so, when we came from somewhere in Spain, playing Europa League, and played then Swansea. And this game was completely different to the game against Southampton, because we started really well. Usually in a game like this, with all the travels the intensity of the traveling and stuff like that, you need a bit time to come in the game. But we were there immediately, and that was intensity-wise. We were there. That was really important. So I liked that game as well. And yeah, if Southampton had, of course, chances, but that's football, and that's not. We don't go in a game and expect that the other team is not allowed to shoot on our goal. That's not how defending works. That's what you have a goalie for. That's what you have. It's a block for, in the box, outside the box, whatever. And so there are a lot of positive things, but we always say it, and we know it. A lot of things, space for improvement as well, and that's what you have to do. It's we are not in an individual sport. It's a team sport, and a team sport means if 2 are in a world-class shape and 9 not, doesn't help. So we need to bring them all in the right shape, and probably in the best moment, in the best case, in the same moment, and then let's play football. So what we did. How is that? So far, so okay. Not more, and now let's go against Arsenal.
Can I do the medical check-up, please? How close is Alisson to a return?
Close? Oh, not that close. Nobody told me that I have to consider him for tomorrow in training or the game. No, I had lunch with him today, so at least he can eat. Looks good. He's in good shape, good mood, but will take time. I don't know exactly. Nothing to, no date. Really, in my mind, or nobody told me a date. We didn't ask. We want to give him the time he needs, but it looks good. In the beginning, he was on crutches, which is normal with the injury he had. They are not there anymore, so he walks normal. He can really train now, completely different to a week ago, and I think from now on it will go quick. But how quick, I don't know.
Any other doubts or absentees confirmed for tomorrow?
Apart from the long-term injuries, no, not that I know.
Can I just check on Dejan Lovren? A lot of speculation about Dejan moving away, maybe his Germany. Anything to report on that?
Surprisingly, no.
Just about that.
Yeah, good.
The transfer window closed here over a week ago. There's still a little time before the transfer window closes elsewhere around Europe. I'm sure there's a lot of nervous managers. Do you think that decision needs to be revisited, the unilateral idea of closing before everybody else? And if you had your chance, would you sort of have it later on the same as everybody else?
I don't care when it closes. I only think it must close at the same time. When that is, I don't care. That was the idea in the first place when they spoke about let's finish it before the season starts or whatever, and then everybody knows and can plan with the squad. That's a good idea. But then only England did it, and all the rest didn't do it, and that's that makes no sense. In that moment, England should have said, "Okay, it's only for all or nobody," and that really makes no sense, because it's then if somebody could explain it to me, what's the benefit for the Premier League? What is it? So we have we don't really have a problem, but other teams, key players are still on the market, kind of. And everything can happen. You want to have the team not only together. You want to have the team together and focused on the future. So, and if that's not possible, as long as there is a door open. And these weeks now are not the most intense weeks of the season. So you need a squad from the squad you need from match day 5 on, the full squad. If you don't have big injury problems, because now we play Carabao Cup 1.5 weeks time, I think, and then Champions League, and Premier League, obviously. That means then you need everybody in the squad. So, but in this moment, where not everybody's used, maybe like he wants to be used, we have the problem that there's always somebody asking, but he's not playing that much. Don't you think it makes sense and stuff like that? That makes really no sense. And we are not even really involved in it, to be honest. It's not for us, it's not a big problem, but it is for other clubs. And I don't understand why this decision is not already reviewed at least and made it, and said, okay, that was a good idea, but didn't work out, so let's change it again.
Yeah, I know you touched on team news, but is there any clearer picture on Navigator's injury at the moment?
Unfortunately, long term does mean 6 months. It means a couple of weeks, and so no real news. He's still doing well.
Moving forward then, Unai Emery this week spoke about saying he never wants to play Liverpool. That sort of, I know he sort of made it in jest, but that sort of feeling that I must get, how does that make you feel?
It's not what he thinks. It's about it. We cannot make a joke. He makes a joke, like you want to play Liverpool. No, actually we don't want to play them at all. So that's a joke. And we cannot make a serious question of it. So, but what I said is that we want to be the team nobody wants to play against. But they still have to. It's not about being not before that you don't want to play against us, because we need opponents. It's that in the game you think, wow, that's too much. They are too intense. They are too quick, too strong, too fast, whatever. Too greedy, too angry, whatever. And that's what we want, and not what people say before the game. That's not really important. We have to make ourselves ready for the game, and have to make sure that at the end people think, okay, that was not a joy for us today, and so the other team thinks that. So that's the plan, but not what they say before. And how I said, it was a joke of Unai Emery and nothing else, and so that's why I don't have to think about that really.